Hi YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am Adrienne, I live in New York City. I love playing with makeup and this is week 8 in my Week in Makeup series. This is a series where essentially I have shopped my stash at the beginning of the week, really focusing on products I haven't touched in a while, or at least that I don't even remember if I formulated any kind of an opinion on, and using them for the entire week, and then here reporting what I liked, what I didn't like, what I learned, and what is going to remain, or what's on the chopping block, or what is definitely out the door. I'm still loving my Winnie the Pooh. He's my cuddle buddy at night, besides my husband, but really it's Winnie the Pooh. First up is primers. Now, I've been consistently using the same primer. So this week, what I wanted to do was use different primers or different ways of priming my skin, mainly focused on skincare. Though I did start using this LORAC Dewy Canvas Prep, this one here. This is a very light, I would say almost like medium weight cream. Reminds me the texture of the Ultra Facial Cream from Kiehl's. It's very nice. I still don't know what I think about it yet, so I'm going to continue to play with it because I really only used it with one of the 2 foundations I tried this week, and I'm just not ready to make a decision on it so far. I know some people compared this to the Bobbi Brown Face Base. No, it's not the Bobbi Brown face base at all. Face base is much thicker and creamier, better probably for dry skin, and has more of like a blurring effect, pore filling effect. This one has more dewy and then a slightly tacky finish, which might actually help grip. The other face primer I've been using is the Face Prime and Protect Tinted Sunscreen by Cotz. This one, I had this in mini. I picked it up in full size, although I'm pretty disappointed. This is a very small full size. This is a great moussey product. I think in the summer, on a lot of days, I probably will only wear this on my face because I like the finish so much. It just has the right amount of tint for me, and I just like the way it makes my skin feel. And I think in the summer when my skin is much more oily, I think it would work really, really well. The other primer that I have been loving, and I don't think I've talked about too much on my channel, is the Tula Skincare Filter Primer, Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. This one here, I have mine in the shade Luna. I mean, I have used this so much. I have 2 backups of it. That is how much I like this texture. Again, this has a little bit of a tint to it, so you put it on and it's white, but as you work it in, it becomes kind of like a skin color. But it's very, very lightweight, and again, I feel like in the summer or on days where I don't want to wear a lot of foundation, which for me is about 50% of the time, I would turn to this product first to help me out because I just enjoy, you know, having my skin peek through and yet have a real pretty flush of color that kind of evens me out a little, and some added hydration, but isn't too hydrating. And it's not moussey the way that the Cotz sunscreen is. That one is more moussey, more kind of Benefit Professional. Think of that texture, moussey, fluffy, velvety. This one is much more creamy, and it's just a nice, almost like lotion texture. So now moving on to foundation. I went head to head with these 2 guys. I have the Pretty Fresh foundation as well as the Tinted moisturizer. The Tinted moisturizer, I wear the shade 6W. It's a little weird for me that I have this color. I used to have 5N, but it was just off. The tone was off, and 6W is much nicer. I'm wearing it right now. This is so easy to put on. I apply it like it is just a moisturizer, and it goes on beautifully. It is very gel-like, and I don't find that it sits or grabs anything weird. It doesn't sit in pores, doesn't highlight fine lines, and it's not too sheeny, but it does have a real pretty natural finish. And I think products just sit beautifully above it, and the price point is just wonderful. It's definitely going in my plus 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 category. Love it. This one, I had some frustrating moments with it. So this is the Pretty Fresh foundation. I wear mine in light 55N. You will see that I have written on the cap, and I have written the word sponge, because I would never normally use a sponge, and a sponge is the only way to get this product on my face where it does not look like a cakey, gross mess. So I put it on the back of my hand, and I used a Beautyblender to just go in and just lightly put it in and then blend it out. And I did section by section, because I do think it dries more quickly, or at least it just grips more quickly on my skin. Ultimately, I ended up liking it for a more full coverage foundation. I do not have a lot of full coverage foundations. I am in this process of trying all my makeup, so I do think that there are some hidden in my drawer. So this is the first that I've bumped into that is a full coverage foundation. I love the price point, and I do ultimately love the finish. I love how blankifying it is, and really, if I'm looking for something where I want to look super presentational, this is a really nice formula. I just have to remember to use it with the sponge, which is why I just wrote sponge, because how am I ever supposed to remember what I use with what, with the amount of makeup I have? Like, I don't know if anyone else struggles with that, but if you avoid something for a while and then you go back to it and you're like, how did I put this on successfully? Sometimes it requires like some combination of the right primer or the right applicator or the right, all these kind of things. And I hate that. I hate that about makeup. I wish I could just get to a place where I have makeup that I just is super easy to put on and looks great, and it's not so finicky. But for right now, this is going to hang around in my collection because, as I said, I did make it look pretty nice with the sponge, and so we'll let it be. And speaking of sponges, since I'm not a connoisseur of sponges, I actually had this Dunkin' Donut sponge from e.l.f. I don't understand what I thought this was going to be good for. I mean, it was so cute. It's a donut, and I don't know, I thought it, when I soaked it, it was going to become way fluffier, but it's just the stupidest shape. It's there's nothing to like, there's no right angle to it. It's just dumb. I'm decluttering this, absolutely. I just feel silly for having purchased it, though I'm a big Dunkin' Donuts fan because it's like a Northeast thing, Dunkin', you know. But I do love the Beautyblender. This is one of the special edition Beauty Blenders. It's kind of gross right now. I'll have to wash it. Actually, you know what I do? I tend to wash my Beauty Blenders when I'm about to use them. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but since I'm already going to soak them, I will wash them first with soap, and like that's how I will use them. So until then, it stays dirty. The other coverage product that I used was the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is in the shade G11. I really love this concealer. It is so lovely, and the way that I like to apply it is I just use sort of an angled brush, and I go in lightly and I will just apply it under my eye, and it's so creamy and it's so brightening and just very forgiving. Now, the one thing about the product is it doesn't really set. It's like a cream, so it will stay slightly tacky, but you can set it. You can set it. I just think that the texture is extremely flattering. If, number one, if you have an eye area that is like mine, a little bit hollowed out and maybe has a little bit of texture, I've never been one to put concealer on the way a lot of people on TikTok and YouTube do in a very heavy fashion. I don't have a lot of discoloration, though I do like the brightening effect of concealer, and this is sort of like the perfect texture for me because it's just not heavy. So even if I don't set it and I find that it's creasing in an hour or so, I just sort of like tap it out and it's still really moisturized and it still looks really, really pretty and brightening, and I just feel like it draws some attention to the eyes. And I don't know, I really like it. I think it's a very special product. I wanted to play with some Glossier since I knew that Glossier is now available at Sephora, and I'm hoping that people discover some of the really great products that they have. And I do have some videos on my channel about Glossier, but that is definitely a product I love. Now I guess let's go into powder, because the powder that I use is from Alamar Cosmetics. So this is their Hydrating Complexion Trio. I have mine in the light shade. So the light shade comes with sort of, this is like a highlighter, but it can also be, it's kind of like a, it could be used as a setting powder. It's a brightening powder, but it isn't shimmery. So there I just set my under eye. And it's very thin, but you can also use it to highlight your face. This is a very, very subtle bronzer, and I actually use these two together to mix and get my bronzer. And I just love the tone of the bronzers. I think it's warmed enough, but it's like the appropriate amount of depth, and it does come with a mirror. These powders are just really beautiful. They're really, really flattering. They might be a little dusty, so they have some kick up. So I'm also use the Colorete blush trio, and I have mine in Fair Light. So it comes with all three of these shades. I used all three of these shades this week, and they are all beautiful. They are all beautiful. They can get a little dusty, so that's the one thing, but once they're on your skin and you blend them out, they're really beautiful. I will put more of this guy on. So you see a lot comes off, but I don't mind because it's such a pretty color and it sits so nicely on the face. And then you can add like a punchier color right on the apples. And I love that it's just like all these different varieties of like a nudie coral, a brighter tangerine, and it's a good level of pigmentation without going overboard, so you can build it up for its depth, but also wear it quite sheerly. The other blush that I played around with, which is so beautiful, and I wanted to show you guys, I picked up another shade of the MAC Glow Play blush, and I picked up No Shame, which looks crazy, I know, but this shade is stunning. And I wanted to show you comparison with Heat Index. So Heat Index is one that I recently decluttered, and I want to show you why. Heat Index, now do you see that is straight full pigment? There's no translucency to that. It is very pigmented. And so even if you try to pick up a little, a lot comes off. And then if you pick up very, very little and you try to blend it out, it can end up looking a little patchy on the skin because it has too much pigment in it. Now look at No Shame. I am picking it up the same way. Now you see, do you notice there's already like a translucency to it? So it's not as pigmented. And then when you put it on, do you see? It's very, very sheer. There's a sheer quality to it. So you can keep building it up. And as you're building it up, it just ends up being a beautiful wash of color. I love the fresh look of it, the feel of it. I love this blush. I love this blush, and I love it for its texture. And this texture is much more aligned to my experience with the other MAC Glow Play blushes. This Heat Index was sort of the anomaly. Last face product that I used was this Saie Dewy Balm Dew Balm Illuminator. This is in the shade Lilac. I actually picked this up because it was on sale at Sephora, and I don't know if it's gonna work with this look, but it's this super, super thick balm, almost like toothpaste. You squeeze some out and this just paste comes out, and it really is lilac, but you put it on the face and there is absolutely, for me, no disruption in my foundation, no disruption in the powders underneath. I could use this over powders. And although it's lilac, it just gives the most beautiful sheen. I am really blown away by this product. I am really blown away by this product. I am not a fan of highlighter. This is not your typical highlighter. This has absolutely no shimmer. I don't even know how it does it. And it doesn't stay on my skin like super tacky. There's a moisture to it, but it's not super tacky. But the effect it gives is so, so beautiful. I'm gonna try to see if I could show you. It's like just like a luminosity. It's really weird. I got it because it was on sale. I was curious. I had never tried the product. I am so immensely impressed. This, and I also got the watermelon, the fresh sugar watermelon. These are my favorite lip balms from Fresh. I do not like the kind of stick component ones. I find that they're really unstable, but these I love, and I've never had the watermelon one, and it smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher, and I'm so happy to have it in my life. So yeah, these were really great sale finds at Sephora, but this thing is really special. And again, not usually a big fan of highlighters in any way, shape, or form, though the other one from Saie, the one that comes in the pump, that one's really nice too. I actually do have that one as well, and that one is very natural too, but it has more oomph to it. This one is much more subtle. Like, I could wear this every day of my life and people will be like, wow, your skin is so good. It's like one of those, oh, we trick the world. We trick the world. And since I talked about some lip products, I might as well continue talking about some lip products. I have a few to talk about. Number one, let's revisit this guy. This is the Catrice Powerfull Glossy Lip Oil. It has hyaluron, almond oil, jojoba, avocado, coconut. This one technically is in Cherry Blossom Glow. It's this one here. This is one of the best like clear glosses, lip oils. It has this really pretty, just sheer rose color, and it feels so good on the lips, and it's so inexpensive, and it doesn't really have a scent to it. When I needed to give my lips a break this week, this is what I turned to, and it was so nice. And the reason I needed to give my lips a break, oh, I love this and I hate this, and I love this and I hate this. This is the Fenty Pout. I think this is called the Poutsicle. I have mine in my type. I actually have two other shades that I'll have to wear on a different week because I did not get around to wearing them this week. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like full on. It is so beautiful. This color is like the craziest, most beautiful corally red. It's a real unusual color. There it is. Oh, it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. And I love it fully applied, and I love it as it starts to wear down. The problem is that I found on the day that I wore it, and I wore this solely all day long from beginning to end, just to see how many times I had to reapply it to get a really nice pigment from it. I had to reapply it a lot. And what I also found is by the end of the day, my lips felt very, very dry. Now, what I started to do towards the end of the day was actually wait till it became more of a stain, and I would just apply some lip balm over it, and that felt nice. But the next day, my lips felt really just haggard, just really tired, and that's when the Catrice jumped in to save the day a little bit. So I like this because the color is so unique. I like this because the formula is so unique. You get this high gloss beautiful pout at first, and as it wears down, it just becomes more settled and still pretty comfortable to talk, and it doesn't crack or anything like that. And then you have this really pretty stained effect. I would just caution that probably it's not the best idea to wear every single day back to back. I don't know that it's going to be the best thing for your lips. Another product that helped my lips just feel really yummy this week were my Fitglow Beauty. These lip serums are divine. They are divine. I am wearing Halo right now over a lip liner. I'll put some more Halo on. And this is one of the most cushiony lip glosses of all time. And I don't say that lightly. They are very expensive, but you can get them on sale. You can buy a kit. You can use people's codes on the kit, and that's what I would suggest. And then you can probably get them for about $23 a piece. But this is the color Halo. That's what I have on now. I have it over kind of a brownie nude liner, and this is the color Root. It's a little rusty red. Root, I liked wearing it this week, but I didn't love it, and I just think it was not the right combination with the eyeshadow palettes I chose. But Halo, I loved. And I just love these. So they're very, very cushiony. I feel like they fill in lip lines. My lips feel super youthful. The color doesn't bleed outside the lines. Like it creates a bit like a film, which is sort of a little different than other lip glosses because it's heavy. There's a heaviness to it, but it feels so plush, so nice. It's one of my favorites. I may or may not have ordered 3 more. 2 Colourpop lip products I used this week. I tried to do Colourpop this week, but I don't have a lot of Colourpop. One of my least favorite things of Colourpop is actually their lip products. I do not have good luck with lip products from Colourpop. And I picked up a Luxe Gloss. This is in the shade Glamour Shot. It's this sparkly red cherry color. It's so pretty. I hate the formula though. There you go. And it has just subtle shimmers. The thing is, it is like so sticky. It's very, very sticky. It's very thick, very gloopy. I think to like take a picture or something, it's really pretty on. I decided to put it on for you because really it's so pretty. That is Glamour Shot. It's a very pretty, reflective, highly glossy color. It's just, see that stringiness? Gross. But I wanted to show the color kind of splits in the formula, so it's kind of patchy. The color, it's not uniform. So for that reason, I mean, those are a lot of reasons. I don't like it. But I gave it a try. I didn't remember trying the Luxe Gloss before, so I wanted to give it a shot. I also tried 3 lip liners this week to go with the next lip gloss. I want to put one on. So I have 2 of the Makeup Forever in Endless Cacao. This one here, it's a really beautiful contour shade. I will swatch it for you. It's this one here, very kind of cool tone. People use this a lot to kind of line the bottom of their lips to make their pout look a little more pouty, kind of to do that little thing. And then I also have Anywhere Caffeine, more kind of toffee colored. You could see the difference. So I really love these. They're sharpenable, they're great. I've had Endless Cacao forever. I just recently got the Anywhere Caffeine. I really like them both. They're just sort of very utilitarian. The other lip pencil I have is by Thrive Cosmetics in Gislin. A pretty rose color, brighter rose color. So I like that one too. No complaints with any of these lip liners. I don't usually wear lip liner, but I started to wear lip liner more because my lips are aging, and I find the lip liner does help control product and help define my outer lip line a bit better. But I wanted to show you this lip gloss. This is one of the Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lips. This is an Aisha. It's from a collection of theirs with Winx. I don't know. I don't know what Winx is. Don't ask me. But it's this blue gloss in their Ultra Glossy Lip formula. It is blue. It has this like baby blue, has a lot of sparkles in it. It smells delicious. I am not one for scents in lip products unless they're like a caramelly kind of scent. So pretty. Now this one is not sticky like the other one. Look up close, you'll see there are some blue little glitters, but it's so subtle and it makes for a really nice topper to any of those lip liners. You put the lip liner on everywhere and you put this on, it is just so pretty. I really love this lip gloss. I may have picked up another color, but I really like this formula. One of the rare formulas of Colourpop that I actually enjoy in their lip products. I am still using the Tartelette tubing mascara. I like it. I don't know. It still doesn't really tube on me. It's very temperamental, but it's super easy to get off. And I do like the look I get from it, kind of a very natural lash look. Now this is one I just opened up this week. This is Essence Lash Like a Boss. This is supposed to be, oh shoot. This is waterproof. Now this makes sense. I did not know I was using a waterproof mascara. Darn it! This has been such a pain in the neck to get off. I feel like it takes days to get this off. Okay, now this makes sense. But I have to say, I do like the effect of my lashes. I'm only wearing one coat and it really does lengthen. At first, when I put it on, I thought it was too dry. I was like, ooh, this is too dry. I like a drier mascara, but not this dry. But I think too, I just had to kind of warm it up in my hands, or I know some people like sit on their mascara or like put it between their boobs to kind of warm it up before you use it. You found like once it warmed up a little bit, it was creamier and it did apply like a really nice coat. Can you see my eyelashes? I'm telling you, this was 2 seconds, one coat. And I didn't make a big mess on top, which is something I normally do. I just want to show you the wand. It's one of those super curvy natural bristles. So I don't know. I saw Patty Alonso talk about this and she actually applied it. And I feel like we have very similar eyelashes. She's also very fair skinned Latina, just like me. And eyelashes are already very long, but like straight. And so I really liked what this mascara did for her eyelashes. That's why I bought them, or that's why I bought it. And yeah, I gotta say, I kind of like it too. So I don't know. If you have very straight, pointed down, heavy lashes, you might like this. And I mean, it's like $4.99. So I'm going to keep using it though. The jury is still out. My eyebrows, I'm still using last week's Stila, the Sketch and Sculpt. I love this in medium brown. You know, I'm almost done with it. And I actually tried to find it online and it's sold out. So I think I'm gonna have to go for other eyebrow products, but I really do love this one in particular. I love the color. It's such a good neutral brown, especially if you have some gray in your hair like I do. It's really, really good. Eyeliners that I use this week with the eye palettes I'm gonna get to. I use the Victoria Beckham Bronze. Love this. This is a beautiful shade. One of my favorite eyeliner formulas. My next favorite eyeliner formula, the original Urban Decay 24/7. There are some shades in this line that are outrageous, are just beautiful, and Mushroom is one of them. It's this neutral color. If you've never seen it before, there you go. It's like a neutral gray, pewter, taupe. I don't even know what it is, but in the waterline, it's beautiful. Smudged over, it's beautiful. I think I will always have that and Stash from that line. Yeah, those are my favorites. Those are my favorites. Let me swatch bronze for you too. So this is bronze from Victoria Beckham. So this is like a dirty gold. Very pretty too, very pretty in the waterline, very pretty smudged over. Just a lovely product. This week I used the Smashbox Intensify 24-hour shadow primer. If you've watched the series before, you know I go between this and LORAC and trying others, but this one and LORAC are my favorites. I have very, very oily eyelids. Typically, eyeshadow will break apart on me by the end of the day, and this one and the LORAC one, beautiful. The eyeshadows stay put. I stay put. I feel good. It's wonderful. Okay, so now we've reached the eyeshadow portion of this. And oh, I was on a journey. And by the way, I just want to show you, this is what that Fenty My Type stains as. So I just wiped it off with a makeup wipe, and that's the stain it leaves behind. So it's very pretty. It's a very pretty stain. I wanted to concentrate on my Colourpop, and I have quite a few Colourpop palettes, though not as many as I used to, but there were two in particular that I had recently gotten and I wanted to play with. The first was this one here, Muse Moment. I saw this launch at Target a while ago, but I don't have a Target near me, so I waited until this became available online at Target and I purchased it. I loved the color scheme of this because I had three distinct kind of monochromatic looks I can get, and all three of them I really loved. The other palette that I recently picked up is in their kind of standard packaging. This is Sage the Day, and it's this one here. So this one, I don't know, it just called to me. I really love it. I have it on my eyes right now. I am wearing these shades here that make an L. I am wearing this shade on the inner corner or the first half of my lid, this one on the outer half, and this one to kind of blend and buff out. And then on the top of my lid, I am wearing this shade here, which is a duochrome. It is one of those like sort of now standard duochromes, but it's has that green flip and it has a little bit of burgundy in it. And it has like a really kind of, I call them oil spill kind of eyeshadows. So what did I think of these palettes? I went on a journey with these palettes. I will insert some looks here. Essentially though, I love the Sage the Day. I love it because some of these colors are extremely unique. This one in particular is a very interesting, almost like limeade color. I don't know that you can tell, but it's this like yellow, but it has a green lime color to it. On the eyes, it's really, really beautiful. I love how true pastel this is. Love this kind of dirty gold. I'll insert a picture of me wearing that one. I love it. I love the look I created today. This is just a very easy palette for me to go to, and I love wearing this pastel in the inner corner. It's just such a nice little look. In fact, let me see if I can't put it on for you. And this one has, you know, your standard Colourpop formula, which I think is a pretty stable formula, not a lot of fallout. And I just know what I'm getting. And look at that. Oof, so good. I love wearing that sort of matte color. By the way, just as a tip, in general, if you are playing around with color and a little nervous about color, don't be afraid to use the products that are already on your face that you're using for other functions on your face to help your eyeshadow out. So like, for example, today I buffed out this color, but I still thought it was a little too deep of a transition. So I actually ended up using my blush color to help me out. And then I also used my setting powder to help me out even further and buff it out over. And it creates a really pretty gradient effect. I often get people telling me what I've done, what a brilliant job I've done, you know, blending my eyeshadow, when really I've done very, very little. I just use those tricks and I find that they work like a charm. I often don't even change my brush. You will see I can do an entire eye look with just one brush, and it's just about cleaning my brush in between with a color switch, a sponge, a towel, it doesn't matter, and just using some of my face products to kind of help unify the look. So I just wanted to make mention of that. I know I don't often give tips, makeup tips, but that's a tip that really works for me. So this one I love, I enjoyed immensely. I'm happy to have it. This one, I was shocked at how much I disliked it. So this is a completely different formula from anything I've ever tried of Colourpop. And I even asked on a Facebook group, like, has anyone bought these shadows from Target? Because it's crazy. I want to show you. So I am going to just lightly tap into, oh, can you even see that? This is the dustiest palette I've worked with in a really long time. I've never said that of a Colourpop palette. If I dip into one of these shadows, look how much fall out. And I can I'm lightly dipping into it, and it just, all of this loose shadow comes on. And when you try to use it on your face, it doesn't blend. It doesn't blend properly. It doesn't even have the pizzazz like the metallic color. Like, this is the middle color. It's very, very thin. This one's a bit better, but when you put it on, it doesn't show up as well. And this one too is a little on the thin side. They're just a little ho-hum and kind of very surprising for Colourpop. So these are the shimmer shades, which normally a Colourpop shimmer shade, they should all kind of look as vivid as this, but I'm telling you, on the eyes, that one blends away. Just so much kick up. Do you see that kick up? I mean, we're talking about like subculture status kick up. It's really weird. I was so disappointed in this. But the one thing is, like, on one day when I did an eye look using these colors, it reminded me of the Natasha Denona Biba palette. So I hope you can see. These shades here kind of reminded me of this. I got the same peach look with this. And these are just such stable colors. So I was very happy to play with Natasha Denona on one of the days, because I actually ended up wiping my eye look off because I was so disappointed and I had to go to work, and I was just not a good day, not a good day. I also used some Colourpop Jelly Much shadows. I'm going to insert my favorite look with one of them. This is the shade Big Ego. I'm wearing it in this look right here, and I loved this look so much. So I had not used a Jelly Much shadow in a really long time. This is Big Ego. So it's this like limey, purpley, wonderful thing. It's really pretty. Super easy to use, super easy to blend out. I really enjoyed it. I also had picked up two other shades, the shade Buzzy and also Bouquet. Both of these I did not care for. They're not as dimensional. So this is Buzzy, and it looks really pretty, but when you put it on, what I find is I will find glitter for days on my face, like dug into pores. There's never a right time to put this on. If I did my eyes first and use this product, I will still find glitter shedding throughout the day, even with primer. I guess I could have used a glitter glue primer, but it just didn't seem like the product should have needed it. And I didn't have as much of an issue with Big Ego the way that I did with Buzzy and the way that I did also with Bouquet. Bouquet, I just used it lightly as kind of a halo look over an eye look, and same problem. It was just a lot of glitter fallout, and the actual effect of these two weren't anywhere near as impressive as the Big Ego, and not even near as impressive as some of my Bodyography glitters or things. So I didn't care for these. So that is it for my week. I am probably going to shorten this week a little bit because I'm traveling next Sunday. I am going away on a business trip, and so I have to kind of have my week already wrapped up. Thank you for joining me on another week in makeup. I hope this inspires you to look at your makeup and play with some old things, figure out why maybe you've been ignoring them, maybe rediscover some loves. And yeah, if you have any questions, just please comment down below, say hi. I always say hi back. And consider subscribing and letting me know what kind of content you want to see, because I'm always up for ideas and suggestions. And I hope everyone has a great start to the week. We'll talk soon. Take care, everyone.